Ready.
Hello Red Hawk community, my name is Dr. Katie Baal, and on July 1st I became the principal of Marist High School. Some of you I know personally from past experiences, others I've met briefly over the course of this year, but there are still many Marist families and students I've yet to meet, especially the class of 2024. In the weeks and months to come, I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Last year when I started at Marist, on one of my first visits, as I was leaving the building, Brother Hank stopped me and said, "Welcome home, Katie, welcome home." And as I got in my car and started driving, Brother Hank's words resonated with me, and I kept thinking in my mind, what did he mean by that? At first, I thought he was using the term home to reference my South Side roots as I grew up in Beverly, but then I realized Brother Hank's words meant more than that, because he was referencing Marist as this was my new home. His words gave me pause because I've been at numerous schools, but never have I had anyone welcome me home. In time, I quickly learned that everyone who enters our community, our doors, has a second home at Marist. And this home is a special place filled with a family spirit, lots of history, traditions, love, laughter, friendships, celebrations, achievements, and so much more. Just like any other home or family, it is not perfect. We have room to grow, areas to improve upon, and components that need attention. But at the core of this home lies love, empathy, and faith. And this is what carries us through it all. Our home, our community, has been disrupted since March. And this has not been easy for anyone, adults or students. The pandemic has caused us to pause, to rethink, to reimagine, and to revise how we function as a community. Changes had to happen to ensure everyone is kept healthy and safe, but also to meet the standards put out by the state of Illinois. I recognize that change is hard. Change takes us away from our routine and the known, and change can make us uncomfortable. But on the flip side, change can also push us to become better. And it's how we are choosing to view it for the 2020-21 academic year. All levels of leadership at Marist, administrators, teachers, the athletic department, our staff members, the maintenance department, we're all looking at the school year with new eyes, and we're trying to embrace change. To make the Marist you know function in a flexible model while still working to build community, to provide opportunities for socialization, and to support everyone's spiritual and emotional health. Over the coming days, I hope you find time to watch the forthcoming video message as it provides some practical information about the upcoming school year and how we will navigate in a pandemic. But as you watch the video, please remember, there's some really important things. We are still Marist, we are still Red Hawks, and we are still flying together and staying together. And we cannot wait to welcome all of you back home. Have a great day.
The purpose of this video message is to give our Marist families some practical information about our return to school. Since early May, a Safe Return Executive Committee has been established and has been looking at transitioning back to school. That committee also formed 5 subcommittees that also have been looking at specific areas within our school community. We've used guiding principles as the foundation for all of our work. And our first priority and our number one priority is the health and well-being of our students, faculty, staffs, and families. And all decisions that we make and all the work that we do and the plans that we've been putting forth, the health and well-being of students, faculty, staff, and families has been standing front and center. Second to that has been the Marist mission and making it the center of all of our work. Beyond that, the guiding principles have been more focused and detailed orientated. So we are trying to build a time-bound and structured daily bell schedule that can flip between in-person learning, hybrid learning, and remote learning. We also want a schedule that provides standards for both our students and teachers and holds them accountable, whether we're doing in-person learning, hybrid learning, or remote learning. We also want to transform our teaching. We know on any schedule that we would choose, there's a loss of instructional time this year. And so how do we transform our teaching and learning to to maximize opportunities for our students while still maintaining academic excellence. Additionally, we heard in the spring surveys that we gave out to our families, both parents and students noted that the community and the social component of school was the number one thing that was lost when we transitioned to online learning. So we're working to be creative in how we look at this year and what we can offer our students. We also have mandates and guidance from the state of Illinois that we are required to uphold as a school. Additionally, I'd ask everyone just to recognize that Marist can't control what happens off campus. We can't control what students or adults do when they're not in our building. But we do know what happens off campus will affect everything that happens on our campus, including being in school. And so I think there's a piece of this that's a social responsibility for us to be aware of, that our mission centers us around the family spirit. And being part of a family is caring for each other and relating to each other and having a mutual respect for one another. And so when we make choices outside of Marist, those choices can then affect what happens here in our school community. We have people who have health issues. We have people who have compromised immune systems. We have people who are caregivers for elderly parents or sick family members or children who are sick. And we have community members who are over the age of 60. So we ask in all that you do, you keep in the back of your mind that your actions off campus will affect what happens on campus and whether we will remain in school for a longer period of time. Part of the precautions that were taken as we move into next year, and these will be mandatory daily precautions that will be in place, is students and adults will be required to wear face coverings at all time, covering both their mouth and their nose. We will ask students and adults to remain socially distanced wherever and whenever possible. We've readjusted our classrooms so that all desks are 6 feet apart, and in larger areas, we have put desks 6 feet apart. We will limit 50 people to larger areas. We will not be able to use lockers as noted by the ISBE, and we will use a self-certification system daily to monitor the health and wellness of our students before they even enter the school building. Our maintenance staff has also worked hard and has done a lot of research by investing in cleaning and disinfecting products that can be used throughout the building. Every day, all students and all adults in the building will have to do a daily self-certification of their health. We've invested in an app called Health Check 360, and students and faculty and staff every morning will, on this app using their phone or their iPad, answer 5 to 8 questions. This must be done prior to you entering the building, and as you walk in, you will show a completed self-certification. If you're good to go, it'll be time-stamped, your name will appear, and you will see a green check mark. If they're recommending you not come into the building, it will turn red. We will have specific entrances for each class level to enter, and we will have adults monitoring and checking the self-certification when they come in. The system also allows our nurse to gather all of this data, and so that we have a contact tracing mechanism as we move throughout the year. Additionally, we have a lot of other safety precautions we've put in place. We've looked at the bathrooms, we've removed hand dryers, we've put in touchless toilet dispensers, we've looked at new cleaning products for the bathrooms. We put floor signs on the outside the bathrooms to social distance kids as they wait in line. There's hand sanitizer stations throughout the school, in every room, in every area, and in the hallway. We've invested in a product called BioTab 7 to clean the classrooms and clean the desks between passing periods. We will move our staircases to one direction. We are putting plexiglass where it's needed in counter areas throughout the school. We have masks in stock, and we also have a COVID team that's being led by our school nurse, Mandy Gata. The COVID team is made up of various people within our building, and they're the individuals who are writing our protocols and policies, which will be out shortly. We have 3 doctors who are serving as expert consultants for us, a sports medicine doctor, an infectious disease doctor, and a pediatrician. We're very grateful for these doctors and the advice and the guidance that they've given us as we've looked at how to best prepare for a return to school. We've also moved our health office and updated it. The health office is now located near the athletic department, right across from the main gym and very close to the doors outside the main gym and the cafeteria. We had to do this because the ISBA recommended an isolation room and ventilation, which our old nurse's office didn't have. So we now have both of those things in place. The nurse's office has a private bathroom, it has a screening room, and it has a waiting area outside of the office. We also welcome, and she's been just a gem to have, our new certified school nurse, Miss Mandy Gata. She's jumped right in and has been doing yeoman's work all summer long. Additionally, from a social emotional perspective, we have expanded our counseling staff. We've hired 2 additional full-time counselors. We're creating a health and wellness room for our students, and we're developing a variety of sport groups for our students around specific topics that we feel that they're dealing with. We recognize that the social emotional well-being of our students is being affected by the pandemic, and we want to be able to provide them as well as parents the supports that they need to help our students navigate through this trying time. We've also relocated our college counselors near the main office. Both Mrs. Myers and Mrs. Peterson have their own office so that senior parents and students can access them without having to walk through the school. We had an academic committee, has been one of our subcommittee that has done hours and hours of work. It's been spearheaded by 2 curriculum coordinators, a dean, and myself, and there have been 6 teachers and counselors combined on this committee. As we began to look at our daily schedule for next year, we set goals. And as I said earlier, we wanted to build a schedule that works in any format, in-person, hybrid, or remote. We've worked really hard to retain student choice in the schedule so that students can have the classes that they want. We've tried to meet the needs of our at-risk population, and those are students who are struggling either academically or social emotionally, or in some cases both. We've really looked at how do we build in community time in groups of 50 or less to provide opportunities and experiences around social emotional learning, spiritual formation, and simply time for peers to interact. And we've also looked at this, we wanted in our schedule to have a way to have ongoing PD for our faculty to help them grow as educators and to become the best teachers that they can be in any type of environment. So the committee, after looking at 5 different models, 5 different schedules, and really spending a lot of time analyzing and picking through each one, we landed on one hybrid model. And the hybrid schedule is going to take current classes, and what I mean by classes is courses. It will take an Algebra 2 class, and it will split the population in half. So if a class has 29 students, 14 students may be in Group A, and 15 students would be in Group B. On Mondays, A and B will be together, and we will have remote synchronous learning. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Group A will be in school, and Group B will be at home doing asynchronous learning. On Wednesdays and Fridays, Group B will be in school, and Group A will be at home doing asynchronous learning. So I've charted it out just to kind of give you what it looks like on a week-by-week basis. So Monday, no students will be in the building. That will give us a nice long weekend for us to do a deep clean of the building and make sure we're set for the rest of the week. In-person learning at Marist will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays for Group A and on Wednesday and Fridays for Group B. When you're not in person at Marist, you will be at home doing asynchronous learning. As we split the kids, we have split the kids close to around 800 kids per group. The larger schedule as you unpack it would look like this. So you can see on Monday, the A and B group is combined, and we will walk through all 7 periods, and we will use synchronous learning. Classes will be 30 minutes with 10-minute passing periods, and they won't be passing, but 10-minute resting periods or break periods in between, and lunch while you're at home. Every student will need to log in, and we will have protocols and practices for how this works that we will go over with the students. When we move to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, classes will be 65 minutes with 6-minute passing periods in between. We opted not to have lunch because there were a lot of logistical issues with lunch, so we will allow students to bring snacks and have them in their third hour, which would be their third period or Hawk Hall. And we'll give more details about that in the days to come, but our full cafeteria service will not be open. We will open most likely the pub area in the mornings and after school, so students, if they didn't bring snacks, could purchase them. Student schedules will be available on Wednesday, August 5th on Skyward by 10 a.m. And the schedules will be on a grid across the week. So you'll notice instead of the Red Hawk cycle, it will say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the top of the page. The placement into A or B group will be found on your activities page, not directly on your schedule. So this is a sample student schedule, and this student on Monday would be online and would go through all 7 classes. This student being in an A group would come into school on Tuesday, and they would have Spanish, forensic science, English, and journalism on that day. On Wednesday, the student would be at home doing asynchronous work for those same classes, while the B kids would be in class that day. On Thursday, the student would come back to Marist, and they would have algebra, religion, Hawk Hall, and then U.S. government and politics. And then on Friday, the student would be at home doing asynchronous learning for those classes. What is my group? Am I going to be in A or B? Students and parents next week on August 5th can log into Skyward and click on the activities link, and the activities link will tell you if you're in group A or B. So you'll notice over here that this group under the activities description, this student would be in the A group coming to school on Tuesday and Thursday, and this student would be in the B group coming to school on Wednesday and Friday. Freshman students don't have login to Skyward. They will get them during orientation, but freshman parents do have logins to Skyward to get access to their student schedule and their group. I'm sure some of you are wondering how A and B groups were determined. Group separations and determinations were driven by course selection, not alphabetically by last name. So we started with courses like band and choir, and that drove some of where kids were placed. We also had to look at singleton classes and smaller classes, AP Physics, AP Computer Science, Photo 2, classes that are smaller and only 1 or 2 sections of them also drove decisions. I just would like to highlight that this was a thoughtful and time-consuming process. We did not just split kids alphabetically. We wanted to make sure, as I said in goal number 2, that they retained their selected course. So this has taken us a long time to do, and so I just want to make you aware of that. We've worked really hard to keep siblings together on the same letter day. If perchance they do not all end up on the same day, a schedule constraint forced them into different days that we had no control over. We will not be able to change student groups due to both space and scheduling constraints. So the groups that you will receive on August 5th is the groups that the students will remain in while we are in a hybrid model. Hawk Halls is something new, and we were planning to do it whether pre-pandemic, and so we're going to definitely start them this year and make sure that they continue forward. Hawk Hall is a time period in the day where we're going to work to build relationship and community in a way that aligns to our mission. Hawk Hall teachers will become a resource for our students. They'll answer questions, have conversations, and they'll be present to each other. A Hawk Hall is a place where we can put out logistical information, where counselors can provide supports. They can come in and talk about topics. They can process things with students. And we will also have opportunities to have these Hawk Hall groups involved in events and competition between houses to earn points. Throughout the school, we will have 10 to 12 houses, and each house will have 4 grade levels. You'll have 2 classes of freshmen, 2 classes of sophomores, 2 classes of juniors, and 2 classes of seniors. We'll have 2 faculty and staff members assigned to each class, which means each house will have 16 faculty and staff members. The freshman classes will have 2 senior leaders in them, and we will meet once a week with the same students and adults. Students and adults will stay together for the duration of their time at Marist. So a freshman class will start with 32 kids in their class, split into 16 and 16, and there will be 2 adults that will manage those 32 kids. Those 2 adults and those 2 seniors will work together with those kids, and as they move to the sophomore year, junior year, and senior year, the adults will move with those students. We feel this is an opportunity for us to have some social engagement and have community time and to look at things through new eyes of how we can build togetherness as a family here at Marist. So when can students come in the building on a daily basis? We will assign designated door areas for each grade level to enter. So for instance, the seniors would enter through the Hines gym. Every class level will have a specific area. To gain entry, students will need to show the time-stamped self-certification screen on their Health Check 360 using either their iPad or phone. Students can begin entering the school at 8:15 a.m. and will be directed to their first hour class. Due to the ISBE regulations, students will not have lockers available to them this year. We are working to design early morning tutoring or study halls and the events that students need support, academic support, or need to arrive earlier than 8:15. This will be information that will be forthcoming in the coming weeks. Students also, if they have an open first hour period, will not have to arrive until 9:35 a.m. And if they have a last hour opening, they can leave at the end of the last class, which is 11:57. If students don't have a first or last hour class but still need to arrive at their regular time, we will have assigned study hall space available. We have some populations that we're asking to come in on both A and B days, and so they will not be at home, but they will be in the building all 4 days of the week. So all freshmen enrolled in the Marceline program will be in school all 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Your Marceline classes will meet both days, and you will have resource time to work with your resource teacher and to get help and support on your other subject areas. We also have a population of at-risk learners that have been identified by various indicators, and we will be asking these students to be at Marist all 4 days. If you fall into this population of students, you'll receive a separate communication in the coming weeks from our Assistant Principal of Academics, Ms. Sarah Kolkmeyer. On asynchronous days, the students will have work provided to them by their teachers, and it'll be in various fashion. But we also know that students may need help. So we're looking to providing students who need to come to the building access and workspace on those days. They could need to come in for tutoring support. You could lack internet access at your house, or you just need a quiet place to study or a computer to use. So we're working on protocols and practices for that. We also on asynchronous days will have counseling available and resources for you, whether it's to meet with your counselor, work with your college counselor, or attend a support group. So we're working on these pieces, but the students on asynchronous days will have some opportunities to come into the building if that's what they will need. Just from a dean's office perspective, I share with you that students will be allowed to wear gym shoes next year throughout the course of the year. We've made this decision because students won't have lockers, and we know that kids walk or they take public transportation to school, and we just felt that this was the best decision. Also, we just want to give you a heads up. Should we be remote during the winter time, the late fall and winter, when male students wear a shirt and ties, they will not be required to wear them remotely. So if we are remote, both males and females will be required to wear their polo or golf shirts when we're online. So if you haven't purchased shirts and ties yet, I would just say you might want to hold off. In the event we're not in school, they will not need them. We've also had a lot of questions about parking, and since student drivers will not be parking on campus 5 days a week, we will prorate parking fees for the year. There'll be more information on parking, and if we have extra parking spots due to this splitting of the classes, this will come out in the back to school information on August 5th. I just want to remind everyone that we're doing all grade level class orientation. The seniors on Monday, August 24th, the juniors on the 25th, and the sophomores on Wednesday, August 26th. The freshmen will have a 2-day orientation, which will be Thursday, August 27th and Friday, August 28th. Seniors, juniors, and sophomores will be assigned to one of the 3 2-hour sessions on their specific day, and this will come out with the back to school information. Freshmen are expected to be here from 8 to 3 on Thursday, August 27th and Friday, August 28th. Additionally, I would like to say the slide was removed that I wanted to share with you, but August 31st will be a freshman mini class day. So freshmen will come in on August 31st. The A group will come in the morning from 8 to 11:15, and the B group will come in the afternoon from 12 to 3:15. The sophomores, juniors, and seniors will start school with the freshmen. If you're in the A group, you'll start on Tuesday, August 1st, and if you're in the B group, you will start on Wednesday, September 2nd. So let me just rephrase that. I just realized I said it wrong. All students will start school in the A group on Tuesday, September 1st, and on Wednesday, September 2nd, the B group will start. If you have additional questions, need things answered, feel free to email principal@marist.net, and your message will be forwarded to the appropriate point person or office for a response. All back to school information will be up on Wednesday, August 5th on our webpage, along with student schedules will be available. We are really looking forward to seeing everyone. We're hoping for a safe return, and we're hoping everyone will be socially responsible so we can remain open and remain together in person. Have a great end of summer. Thanks.